everybody, welcome back. Today's video is a show jumping show. I'm very excited. I'm going to be taking 3 of my horses and I'm not sure how they'll react. So we need to go get them ready. It is currently 5 AM, so we need to head to the horses so that we can feed them breakfast, turn them out, and then we can head to the show with the other 3. So guys, we're here. I bet the horses are probably going to be wondering why I'm here at 5 AM. I mean, it's really early, and I don't know if I feel great about getting up at this time, but it's what we have to do to sacrifice for the show. When I arrived at the barn, the horses were very confused why I was up at 5 o'clock, apart from Dragon, who literally was still asleep. Guys, he was literally having a lie down when he came in, so I decided that, you know what, I'd wake them up with a good old breakfast. Because there's nothing better to a horse than food. That is literally what they live for, guys. It's their favourite thing. But then I heard this weird sound, and I realised Rocky, the little Houdini, had decided that he would come and nosy around and ask how long it would be until breakfast came. So I decided to grab the head collars next once I sorted out Rocky, and I just grabbed... I believe I grabbed Dragon's first. Oh no, I grabbed Iris's. So anyway, I grabbed Iris's yellow head collar just to match my tee, popped that on, and then pulled her outside to the fields where I decided to pop her out for the rest of the day until I came back. So she'd be getting a lot of turnout today. Then I headed back in and I got stuck behind the stable door. Yep, that's disaster number 1 of today. Wow, that was really funny. Honestly, it was really scary. But anyway, then I got on Dragon's head collar. Just went for this nice green one. He's a little stubborn sometimes and a little impatient, but we've been working through that recently. So I pulled him out of his stable, took him all the way to the other field so that him and Iris could kind of be separated. They're not besties, you know. They don't hate each other, but they're not friends. And then it's time to get the horses who are going to the show ready. So to start off with, I decided to get Rune ready. She is my very inexperienced Mustang mare that is very sassy and spicy all the time, but the one thing she does love is jumping. So today I was really hoping that we could work through all of her sassiness and, you know, do what she loves best. So then I gave her a really good bath, really scrubbed her and made her look really pretty. I polished her really good, you know, hosing her both sides and all that stuff, and then we led her towards the trailer. So I messed up. I messed up big time, guys. So I got Rune ready, and then I had not packed the trailer, so I had to call upon my friend Emily to get the other horses ready so we'd make it to the show in time. I'm also borrowing Emily's trailer. Honestly, Emily, you're a lifesaver. Thank you so much for helping. She bathed both of the other horses, and now we can actually get to the show in time. So the show is at Silverglade Manor. I am not a good traveller, so choosing a show jumping show that was literally like an hour away was not a good idea. I will not, hopefully, make that mistake again. I do not do well on long car journeys. Honestly, I just get so bored. But I managed to stick it out for this one because I just got so excited to do a show jumping show with 3 of my favourite horses. Don't tell the others. We have arrived, guys! Okay, yes. So the first show jumping class of today is Rocky's 50 to 60 centimetre. So we need to get Rocky and me all ready. We are going to be wearing black today because I think it just looks so smart on Rocky, honestly. He literally looks like a show jumper. And I'm just going to pop on his little fluffy brushing boots and his bridle. My turn! Watch this. Ta-da! Oh yeah, I like the part. We gotta admit, guys, I do look great. So I got my black show jumping boots on, my white jumpers, white gloves, my brand new show jacket. Let's hope it don't fall off today. And I've got my hair in this nice red braid, and I've just got my nice helmet on, and I've got a bit of show makeup. Okay, so then we headed into the warm-up arena. It was actually a really good atmosphere. There were no jumps, so we couldn't really prepare as much, but it was fine because Rocky is kind of a chill dude, so I wasn't really expecting him to do anything stupid or silly. He was a pretty good boy, he always has been, and then we headed into the show. So over the first jump, we knocked it, and that kind of knocked my confidence for the rest of the course, and I think that kind of showed while we were doing it, but it was fine because Rocky, he takes such good care of me. And I mean, we just about made that one. Rocky is a bit more of a calm, chilled Western horse than a show jumper. So I wasn't expecting him to just fly around jumping meters as I believe Rune might want to, but anyway, we had a really fun time. I felt really happy when jumping him just because I'm with my heart horse here. We're having fun. That was kind of the point of this show, just to get some experience on my younger horses and the less experienced ones. And I was just like, you know what, I'll take Rocky to kind of be their emotional support. And also, I really want to jump Rocky because, he's a really fun jumper and he's just such a fun man. So anyway, then we lined up for these. This was the last two fences. I believe there was 7 jumps, so not too many, not too little. And we just kind of slowed down there, which was why we knocked the last one. But I was really proud of Rocky anyway. He did his best, and I was thoroughly overjoyed of how he performed. And then it was Rune's turn. I was very nervous going into the warm-up, and I think she was as well, because she threw in a couple moves and she tested me in the warm-up arena, and I was like, if this is what she's going to do in the warm-up, what is she going to do in the actual show jumping arena? But I was hoping that once we got into her passion, we'd get a bit better. And then we entered. So actually, at first, it went pretty well. She cleared the first fence. We had a quite nice line up to this other jump, which was actually a little wider than I thought it might be. I mean, I know I jumped this course already, but on her, it feels a little different. We did bolt around that corner a little bit, just went a little too fast because she likes going fast, so it's very hard to sometimes contain her energy. But for the rest of the course, actually was it was going quite well, until it all came crashing down. Not this fence, but the fence after this. Everything just went out the window. My dreams of her becoming an international show jumper. Ow. Ugh. Wow. Wait, it made me look bad. Ugh, let's get back on. Okay. Wow. Thank you. Thanks very much. 1, 2, 3. Ugh. Okay, let's try that again. So, as you just saw, I tried it again, and it went terrible. That was a disaster. She just reared, and it unseated me so bad. I literally fell off. I hope I didn't stain my jodhpurs. Yeah, that was really embarrassing. So she just kept on refusing. We went round over and over. So I just decided, you know what? We got disqualified. And we did. We got disqualified. Anyway, so then it was Magic's turn. I tacked him up, hoping we'd have a bit of a better round this time. I was really hoping for just something to redeem myself on. And then he reared at this plant pot. And I literally thought that I had had enough rearing for a lifetime today. I mean, that rear was just a little sign to me that he was not quite prepared, and I probably rushed him a little bit. I didn't mean to rush him. It just kind of, and then he reared. And then I stayed my jumpers. So I couldn't enter the arena like this. So then I had to do the thing that every equestrian dreads, and that is run around and beg people if they have a white spare pair of jodhpurs, and nobody had them. And then I saw this one girl, and she was my last resort. She didn't even look like she was competing today. So I strode up to her, I explained my situation, calmly and kindly, praying that she had a spare pair of jodhpurs that I could wear. She looked at me funny, and then she said yes. So I was so happy. I ran into that attack room, and then I heard a rear. I heard an A, I heard a gate open, and then I heard my horse running off. So Magic somehow escaped. He literally He didn't run very far, actually, but he had escaped. I heard people screaming. Someone literally called my name. I don't know how they knew my name, but somebody called my name. So I ran as fast as I could. Luckily, he stayed calm, and he was quite easy to catch again. All I had to do was just take his head collar, and there was no warm-up, and we just had to jump straight in. So here we are. We went over this first cross pole pretty well, actually. We were doing a very small course. I believe it was the 40 to 50. Very, very small indeed. And there was lots of polls to guide us, so it was a very beginner's class. I was going to be very embarrassed if I lost, because, you know, I mean, it's not about winning or losing, but it would be a bit embarrassing if I lost and got beat by a load of little teenies. Anyway, so then we went over the second cross pole and we nailed it. It was actually going pretty well. I was pretty impressed. There weren't that many jumps in this thing, and I was just kind of, you know, impressed on how we actually managed to clear some jumps. Like, he has no jumping experience. How could he be better than Rune? Anyway, we put that behind us and we went right down to these other poles. So these green poles helped us guide right into this little jump here. It literally had no pole over the top. He could have run literally through it, but he didn't, and I was very impressed. I was very proud of him. And then it all came crashing down yet again. So we came up to this one in canter because I didn't think he'd clear it in a trot, and I think it went a bit fast for him, and he just reared again. So he was like, nah, we're not doing this. So we kind of went left and right, I sped this up, guys, just because it took him a while. He just kind of pranced around for a bit. But finally, he knocked it with his nose, so I guess it seemed a little less scary to him, because I managed to do the tightest circle. I don't know how, but I managed to do a tight circle, then he knocked it, and then he jumped over the pole too. Wow, way to be dramatic, Magic. But it's fine. I was very happy how we were actually finishing this one, because I didn't finish the last show jumping course. And honestly, I was just going to be happy if we could make it through and just finish this last fence. And we did, which I was thoroughly pleased, because this is actually just supposed to be experience for him, to help him really just get to be a better horse. And honestly, I think he really enjoyed himself, but I think dressage is his gig. And I think he knows it. We placed! We did it, guys! Yes! I can't believe it. Oh my gosh. I am so pleased with all the horses. Rocky got second and Magic got fourth, which I didn't even expect that. I didn't even expect it. Anyway, I'm proud of all the horses, even Rune, but Rocky is very sleepy and I think we need to get him home now. So I'll see you guys once we've got home. That's today's video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed, because personally, I don't know how much I enjoyed it, because I did fall off quite a bit and embarrass myself. But I hope you guys enjoyed seeing me get very embarrassed in the show ring. Anyway, please like, share, comment, and subscribe, because we're trying very hard to reach 200 subscribers, and we'd love you to be a part of our family. So go ahead, guys, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you all in the next awesome video. Bye!